Not sure what happened there. My video cut out, so this is part two, an unintended second segment. But I was showing you the casting here. This is actually a plate aluminum piece that I produced myself to my own design. In fact, it's kind of it was a fun part of the project because I've never really done a lot of sheet metal fabrication, so I just decided that I would give this a shot with aluminum, and I'll show you what I did here. I started off, as I'm pulling stuff out of my shop here, I started off with a cardboard cutout that I produced that roughly is the shape I was looking for, and with most of the engineering principles applied to it. But it was essentially what I was looking for in a very rough way. I then took the information from this and transferred it to a sheet aluminum, very thin sheet aluminum material that I had, and made another template with many mistakes made during the process. And that's what it's all about. It's about making mistakes and not transferring those mistakes to the final product. So the final product here is actually 1/4 inch aluminum, plate aluminum, hand cut by me with just an angle grinder, nothing, no elaborate equipment. I may have used my power coping saw on a couple of curves and things, but generally it's with a grinder and with an angle grinder and a normal bench grinder to flesh out the differences. But I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Roland, who, when he came over to visit me and take a look at what I was doing, he offered to take these pieces that I had produced in a very rough fashion. I had machining marks all over it. It was horrible. So, it's just a first try, right? He took it and finished them, which gives it that beautiful finish that you see. I'm just so impressed by what he did here. Just a brilliant job. I think it really pops. It really does, shows off the car in many ways. So thank you very much, Roland. That was extremely appreciated. Roland also has an MGA sports car, and we often go to cruise nights together. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity again this summer to do a couple of cruise nights with Roland and his MGA and have some fun. Maybe even go over to, I'm trying to convince him to go over to Ladysmith in July for the Brits on the Beach show, which I did this past summer for the first time. And what a great assembly of beautiful British cars. So looking along here, you can see various parts of the project here. This is the front grille, if you can see that. That will be installed later today. That's the next step to finish off that front end and get it enclosed once again. But I've had that front end blown apart now for about 3 months. It's been a lot of work. If you have to see what I had before to fully understand where I'm going with this. But I put an electric cooling system in here, cut it out because it's a pusher system and not a puller system. You have to open up the openings here to let the air flow in when you're normally traveling down the road. I fabricated this piece. This is my first attempt at sheet metal fabrication ever. But I built this piece, and that blower that you can see over there with the MG on it, it gets mounted on the front here along with the grill. And looking forward to that. So I'm kind of almost at the finishing end. I engineered my own anti-sway or anti-roll bar, as you can see there. That's completely of my own engineering and design. They cost about $1,000 if you want to get an OEM one, because these cars did have a sway bar as an option for the front. $1,000, that's a lot of money. So for about $100 in material costs from Princess Auto, I engineered my own, and by all accounts, I used it for a couple of months before I took the car off the road, and by all accounts, it works brilliantly. It definitely goes more around a corner in a much more flat fashion, which is really what anti-roll bars or sway bars do. So that's really worked out well. So I'll be closing all this up, finishing it off, and looking forward to a great summer. Yeah, there's a couple other things. I'm always working on something. I just added these Brooklyns, these windshields, which are so freaking English racy, it's not funny. It just absolutely adds a tremendous distinction to this car, I think. So anyways, just here's the helmet. And slowly getting things together. And I have a goal. I have paid for my entry into the All British Field Meet, which is held at Van Dusen Gardens, a beautiful property in Vancouver. Every year they have a huge British car show with over 1,000 cars, British only, that go there. And it's a tremendous thing. I entered last year in the custom category. I just barely finished the car and got it on the road where I could do that. Now I'm going to re-enter it in the same category. But obviously it has even further modifications to previously. So it'll be, I think, it'll present better with all the changes that I'm making to the car. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I even have one surprise thing I'm doing that I'm not going to tell you about. I'm going to show you later on a different video sometime in the near future, but it's going to be cool and extremely topical. The timing of my ideas, really good. So anyways, I've always got things I'm kind of working on and planning for this car. I just love it. You know, no secret that MG does mean Monty Gisborne. Like, we all know that. That's an obvious one. So anyways, this Monty Gisborne's going to sign off, and look forward to showing you more developments of the Mangora, and I'll even tell the story of where it got its name in a later post.